Prepare for trivia by learning surprising and interesting facts that will challenge your beliefs and expand your knowledge. Here are 20 random facts about everything and anything. Number 1. Gummy worms have more bones than real worms. The conventional gummy worm is produced from a combination of sugar, glucose syrup, starch, flavoring, food coloring, citric acid, and gelatin. Gelatin is a byproduct that gets extracted from animal skins and bones. Technically, they don't have bones, however, they possess many gelatin compounds, unlike actual worms. Number 2. McDonald's once experimented with bubblegum-flavored broccoli. Most kids dislike broccoli and find every excuse to avoid eating vegetables. In 2014, McDonald's attempted to improve the taste of broccoli to encourage more kids to eat healthier. The goal was to make the vegetable taste like bubblegum. As expected, when it was tested with the kids, the bubblegum-flavored broccoli did not taste good in any way, and neither did the kids find it delightful. So it was immediately scrapped. According to Don Thompson, McDonald's CEO, the bubblegum-flavored veggies were more or less a failure. Just imagine if it was still on the menu today. Number 3. Golf is the first sport to get played on the moon. Alan Shepard, an astronaut from the Apollo 14 mission who traveled to the moon in 1971 with 2 other crew members, attempted and successfully hit 2 golf balls on the moon's surface. The extent of his ball's reach is unknown. Nobody could tell how far the ball had traveled, although Shepard jokingly remarked that he had hit it miles, miles, and miles. Number 4. Ironically, in the 1800s, the first ever fire hydrant patent got destroyed in a fire. The creator of the fire hydrant is unknown because the original patent record for the fire hydrant was destroyed in a patent office fire. The pillar-type hydrants we have now were later credited to Frederick Graff Sr., the Philadelphia Water Works chief engineer. These fixtures allow firefighters easy access to sufficient water supply in case of fire outbreaks. Since it was implemented in the early 19th century, the invention has proved crucial in saving many lives. Number 5. This company can help immortalize your loved ones as coral reefs. The Florida-based company, Eternal Reef, helps people memorialize their loved ones by combining cremated remains with a reef ball and burying it beneath the ocean's surface. The final result also helps the environment. Talk about a win-win for everyone involved. Number 6. The structure of a flamingo's beak permits it to eat only when the head is turned upside down. Standing in shallow water, flamingos lower their necks and tilt their heads slightly upside down, allowing their bills to hang upside down facing backward in the water. The design of its mouth and the mechanics of lowering its long, beautiful neck into the water play a significant role in this behavior. Flamingos can feed efficiently in their native environment thanks to this habit. Number 7. Movie theaters didn't sell popcorn until the Great Depression. Movie theaters have not always smelled of melted butter and popcorn. In fact, not many people know that the sale of popcorn saved the movie theater industry during the Great Depression. In his book Pop Culture, A Social History of Popcorn, Andrew Smith claims that, because they were attempting to mimic what was done in actual theaters, movie theaters had little interest in serving popcorn and didn't want popcorn getting pounded into their lovely carpets and rugs. But despite the early hesitation from movie theater owners, they eventually gave in, and now it's a joy to see that the movie theater and popcorn are linked forever. Number 8. There's a coral reef taller than the Empire State Building somewhere in the Great Barrier Reef. On October 20th, 2020, scientists discovered the presence of a giant coral reef which they claimed is higher than the Empire State Building. This reef was first spotted after researchers scanned the northern Great Barrier Reef's bottom. The reef stands 500 meters tall, which is more than the height of some of the world's tallest skyscrapers, surpassing the sizes of the Petronas Twin Towers about 451.9 meters, the Sydney Tower approximately 305 meters, and the Empire State Building of 381 meters at the top floor. The detached reef is the first to be found in more than 120 years. Makes you wonder if other taller structures are deep beneath the ocean surface. Number 9. At least 0.7% of people on Earth are drunk at any moment. Here is a quick fact. According to research, 7 out of 100 people, that is 0.7% of the world's population, are drunk at all times. Interestingly, the British get drunk more than any other region. Number 10. Buddha statues make up 4 out of the 10 largest statues in the world. While there are dozens of large-sized statues around the world, the Buddha statues hold 4 of the 10 world records for the largest in size. The first one is the Great Buddhas of Manoa in Myanmar. 2 90-meter-long Buddhas, one is lying down and the other one standing. The second one is Buddha Dordema statue in Thimphu, Bhutan, made out of bronze and is 51.5 meters high. The third one is Giant Buddha in Leshan, China. It is carved on the side of a cliff in 713 BC and sitting at 71 meters high. And the fourth one is Fo Guangshan in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, and is sitting at 36 meters high. Number 11. December wasn't always the last month of the year. Before 700 BC, the Roman calendar had 10 months, March through December. January and February were added as the last 2 to identify winter months. By 450 BC, the calendar was modified, and January and February became the first 2 months, followed by March through December. Impressive how the Roman Empire changed the calendar at will. Number 12. Scientists once grew a human tooth using stem cells and urine. Chinese researchers grew a human tooth inside a mouse kidney using urine-derived human stem cells. Developing human tissues inside mouse kidneys is a ubiquitous method when working with stem cells. According to the scientific team, the procedure would be inexpensive, non-invasive, and non-surgical. Additionally, it would utilize somatic cells, flushed down the toilet daily, rather than embryonic ones. Even better, in contrast to other stem cells, urine-derived stem cells do not transform into tumors when injected into the body. Naturally, obtaining cells from the patient's body lowers the risk of rejection. Number 13. Human birth control pills work for gorillas. Gorillas are the world's largest primates, and everyone loves them. The go-to method for controlling the gorilla population in zoos is contraception. Zookeepers administer human birth control pills to gorillas and apes to ensure their population is within the limited zoo capacity. The other option besides contraception is allowing the animals to breed and raise their young ones, and to euthanize the unneeded offspring. Luckily, the giant primates tolerate birth control pills well. Only on rare occasions do they develop uterine infections or tumors. Number 14. Crocodile dung was the first ever birth control technique. According to ancient documents dating back to 1850 BC, sexually active Egyptian women used crocodile dung as a contraceptive. The reptile's dung served as a spermicide and was considered adequate. However, modern scientists posit that it is possible that the parties involved didn't make love after the application. Crocodile dung was molded into a block that the ancient Egyptians and Mesopotamians used as a pessary for birth control. Not only was crocodile poop employed as a method of birth control, but elephant poop was also used in the same manner by ancient Middle Easterners. Number 15. A dentist invented the electric chair as a method to painlessly execute prisoners on death row. A local dentist named Dr. Alfred Southwick created the first electric chair. In Buffalo, New York, Southwick had seen an elderly drunken man easily and quickly die after touching the generator's terminals. Compared to death by hanging, which was the most common method of execution at the time, Southwick believed the electric chair could be a more humane way for death row criminals to go. Number 16. Throughout their lifetime, most people will wait at least 6 months for red traffic lights to turn green. Driving is liberating and enjoyable until you are stuck at a red light. According to the National Association of City Transportation Officials, the average time spent waiting at a red light is 75 seconds, or around 20% of the total driving time. Let's assume you stop for the light at least 8 times a day. That's 10 minutes each day and at least 3,650 minutes annually. An average person lives above 70 years. This brings the total minutes to over 260,000 minutes, or, can we say, 6 months. Number 17. Penguins used to be as tall as 6 feet, the height of an average adult male. The small tuxedo birds we cherish today were once the size of an average baseball or football player. Evidence in a 2017 paper published in Nature Communications suggests that extinct Kumamanu penguins once stood up to 6 feet tall and weighed more than 200 pounds. Some reports say that some of these extinct penguins were as tall as 8 feet and weighed 250 pounds. It's a mystery how the bigger penguins went extinct while the little ones survived. There's an advantage to being short, after all. Number 18. Kleenex tissues were originally invented to serve as gas masks. During the First World War, the now ubiquitous disposable facial tissues were first produced as inexpensive paper-based gas mask filter liners, not for blowing your nose. Originally known as cheesecloth UGG, the tissues took the place of the fabric used inside the respirators during the war since cotton was more frequently needed for bandages and field dressings. After the war, the Kimberly-Clark Corporation seized upon the concept and began marketing its paper tissues under Kleenex as single-use face towels. Company management was shocked to learn that more than 50% of Kleenex consumers were using the tissues to wipe their noses. The rest is history. Number 19. Snakes can feel an earthquake coming. Since ancient times, people have asserted that strange behavior in animals such as cats, dogs, snakes, and even cows can signal the impending arrival of an earthquake. Chinese scientists claim to have created a new method of earthquake forecasting by observing snakes' propensity to slam into walls head-on. This discovery came as Asia's telecom systems slowly recovered from the earthquakes that hit Taiwan in the early 2000s. According to Jiang Wei-song, director of the Earthquake Bureau in Nanning, in southern Guangxi province, snakes are possibly the most sensitive animals on Earth to earthquakes. Up to 5 days before an earthquake occurs, serpents may sense it from 120 kilometers away. They react by acting quite wildly. Snakes will leave their nests when an earthquake is going to happen, even in the chilly winter. Number 20. Pigs are ranked as the 5th smartest animal in the world. According to research, pigs are the 5th most intellectual mammal in the world and have the intellect of a young child. Pigs are smarter and more accessible to train than any breed of dog. They become accustomed to their names in just 2 weeks and respond when called. Even more, pigs can play video games well enough to compete with certain primates. And if you are curious about the ranking of animals, dolphins are ranked number 1, followed by ravens, chimpanzees, and then pigs. This sheds more light on the saying, "Don't judge a book or animal by its cover." We hope you enjoyed this video. We post weekly videos, so please make sure you like the video, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.